Hello and welcome to another video. Today you guys, we're back in my sketchbook and I've been thinking about drawing my female OCs, you guys. For a long time when I used to draw, girls were probably like my primary subject matter. And when I say probably, I mean they definitely were. But around like 3 to 4 years ago, I decided that I wanted to learn how to draw men. And so I started to draw guys. And it's pretty much been my primary subject matter since. I really fell off on drawing girls, and I feel like my girls are not quite as cute as they used to be. So today I'm just going to draw some of my female OCs. Not sure who I'm going to do. What I was thinking about drawing was Jane Doe currently. So I'm going to start off with some doodles of Jane Doe, who's in the same story as Hope and all of those guys. So I'm going to start off with some Jane Doe doodles. I don't really draw Jane Doe too often. The last time I drew her was in my last sketchbook. Did I draw her in here actually? No, I haven't drawn her in the sketchbook, primarily because all the characters, mostly I've just been drawing my college guys in the sketchbook. I'm in a college guys renaissance currently. But the reason I don't really draw Jane Doe too much is because she doesn't really have much of a personality, which is kind of on purpose on my part, because she is in hiding from the government, and so I wanted her to be pretty vague in personality. John Doe is the same way. He doesn't really have much personality either. I just feel like it's like easier to hide in plain sight if you're like a very nondescript person. But lately I've been thinking about maybe giving them just a little bit more personality, just to make them a little bit more fun to doodle and draw and stuff. That's also the same reason why she has like her jacket pulled all the way up to her face. And why her hair is so short. She used to have like very long hair. And then she cut it. And dyed it. Her hair is not naturally black. I also draw her usually in pretty loose fitting clothes, because she used to be like a sort of kind of a femme fatale. So she'd be like in like pretty dresses and like high heels and stuff. So I feel like she would be a lot less recognizable if she was in a bit more loose fitting clothes. So that's usually what I depict her in. Also, it's easier. I feel like drawing loose clothes. Well, drawing like wrinkles and stuff on clothes is not very easy, but you get to fudge the body shape a little bit if you draw characters in baggier clothes. That's it. That's Jane Doe. Okay. Let's do her hair real quick. Very, very shiny black hair, you guys. I guess we can go ahead and draw Scub now. I'm starting to realize, as I'm drawing these characters, I have maybe a penchant for scary women. Because Jane Doe is an assassin. Well, she was an assassin. And Scum is a serial killer. And then after this, I'm going to draw Kira. And Kira is the head, or was going to be the head of a crime family. So it feels a bit like all the women that I draw are scary. Which is cool. I think that I like scary women. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They're all a bit of different kinds of scary women, maybe a little bit. At least I think that they're different kinds of scary women. They have different personalities. Or at least Scum has a different personality, I think. I guess maybe you could make the argument that Kira and Jane Doe are kind of similar. Well, I guess Jane Doe doesn't really have a personality. I like to think that Kira has some kind of personality. I think I'd make this drawing way too big in comparison to Jane Doe. Yeah, the head's way too big, but that's fine. I don't know what this pose is. I don't think I like the way this drawing of Skunk came out, which makes me a little bit sad. But that's okay. She's got a little tank top. And then she wears skinny jeans. Yeah, I think I definitely 100% just made her head way too big. That's like the primary issue. But that's alright. Working on drawing these three side by side makes me realize I really need to start working on different body types, because I don't think I'm doing a good job of portraying them as different body types. Although I would say I do think that they all look distinct from each other, which is good. I think I'm doing an okay job with differentiating like the faces. I just have to work on body type a little bit more. And clothing design. I have to work on clothes again, you guys. So awful at clothing. Normally I would use hatching to color these in, but I'm not going to use hatching. We're just going to color it in with the Eagle Line brush pen. I don't think I've actually used it too much in here, because I think it does really eat up the paper. And as you can see, it's already starting to eat it up. Please don't eat up too much of the paper, please. I wonder how this paper works with watercolor. I don't use watercolor, so I don't know. But I've taken my markers pretty well. These notwithstanding. Okay, so far, I think that Scum is the worst one on the page. So I'm gonna have to try and redeem myself on the next page. So honestly, I fucked that one up. Okay, let's try to draw some silly little doodles of them on the next page. I don't really have any ideas, so I'm gonna do my best. So when I make comics with like my OCs, I try to think of things that sort of tie them together, or maybe things that they don't have in common, and try to make jokes based off of that. So I'm gonna try to make a joke about how Scum is kind of, I wouldn't say boy crazy, because she is not only attracted to men. I would say that love crazy maybe would be the better word. She's kind of love crazy. So she falls in love very easily. And the other two do not. Kira, for a long time, was not attracted to anybody before she met Nick. And then Jane is only into her husband, so. Sorry if I'm not talking too much. I'm trying to figure out the dialogue. In my head, I'm trying to be like, what is she going to be saying to them exactly? Because whenever I write comics, I think of the words on the spot, you guys. I mostly just come up with a vague idea of what the comic is about, and then I just try to come up with dialogue to fit that sort of joke / idea. If these three were in a comic together, I'm not sure if they would get along or be friends. I mean, I think Scum would probably not have any issues, because Scum is not entirely like super ambitious. Kira, on the other hand, is very ambitious. Well, I think that perhaps Jane Doe used to be sort of kind of ambitious like Kira is, and then she sort of kind of gave that up to be with her husband. And so Kira would be like, I can't believe you gave up everything to be with a man. And Jane Doe would be like, you don't know what you're talking about, kid. I do think that Jane Doe is older than Kira. I don't draw her as being very old, but she's supposed to be like probably mid to late 30s, and Kira is like 28. So she's a little bit older. And so I think they would probably butt heads a lot. I mean, I think that Kira would ultimately respect Jane Doe because she is a powerful woman or whatever, but I do not think that they would be friends. Maybe like a mentor-mentee thing. If Kira was like into having a mentor, which I don't think that she is. I think she would probably have the issue where she thinks that she knows everything, and then Jane Doe would probably kick her ass or something. And then she would be like, oh, wow, please teach me something. So I think that could be like a fun dynamic. Not that they're ever going to be in a comic together. They exist in different universes. But it is sort of fun to think about. I'm trying to think if either of them would have qualms with Scum being a serial killer. Honestly, they all could be described as serial killers, because Kira kills people for the mafia family, and then Jane used to kill people for the government, so they all sort of kind of used to kill people. Or do kill people. I guess the only one who doesn't really kill people anymore is Jane. She's sort of kind of retired from that. By sort of kind of, I mean she just is retired from that. So I don't think she would really care. I don't think Kira would really care either. She'd be like, ah, what a nice hobby. She'd probably ask him for like tips on how she gets rid of bodies or something like that. Honestly, Jane would probably avoid the two of them because she's like, I'm trying to lay low and not get, you know, wrapped up in crime anymore. I mean, technically what she did was state-sanctioned violence, but that's still crime, in my opinion. Trying to make sure that I draw Scum with a very round face. She's supposed to have a very round face. And I always forget. I feel like in the situation, Scum would be like the comic relief character, and the other two would be like the straight men. Just because Scum is naturally a little bit silly. And the other two are a bit more serious. I do think that Kira does potentially make herself like the one making jokes in the dynamic that she has with Nick, in that she just says something like utterly ridiculous and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, I hope that the joke here reads. I don't know if it does though. And I should probably put something here, but I feel like this video is long, so I don't know what I'm going to put there, but I'm going to put something there later when I think of an idea. So that was a fun little bit of drawing some of my female OCs, you guys. Like I said, I don't think I've actually drawn them in here at all. This is mostly just, oh look, there's one drawing of here. Oh, these are some new OCs. Don't look at those guys. I forgot. Well, they're not new, but they're fine. but one of them is a girl. So I do draw my female OCs, I feel like, but I just don't draw that as much as my male OCs, but that might just be because I'm in a college guy's mood. So I'm going to try to shift maybe a little bit back more to Nick and Kira, just because, you know, Kira is the main character of that story, or one of the side characters, or one of the main two characters of that story. And there's actually a lot more girls in that story than compared to my college guys, which is basically just all dudes. So yeah, I want to draw girls again. I feel like I used to draw them so cute. Now I feel like I don't draw them quite as cute, but you guys can let me know if that's true or not. But anyway, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!